I realize that we often keep talking about master's admission abroad, how to crack the best possible universities, or we are talking about the job hunt, that is once you graduate, how to get that best possible job. But in between is your core master's experience, your 1.5 to 2 years long experience that is going to kickstart this new exciting phase of your life. I mean, think about it. You're going to this strange land, trying to build your life there. So what's going to happen in this next 1.5 to 2 years? Do you even know that, right? And no, it's not just an academic journey, it's a full-on emotional roller coaster. Like, studying in US was such a transformational experience for me. It made me who I am today, and most likely it's going to do the same for you as well, no matter which country you are heading to, by the way. In this video, I just want to talk about what to expect in this next 1.5 to 2 years of your life, what's going to happen semester wise in that masters, and how to maybe stay on top of it so that you don't get some of the shocks that I did. So all this on the other side of the intro. Keep watching. Hey guys, this is Nishtha from Scholar Strategy. I studied MS in CS with thesis at UIUC. It took me 2 years to do my masters, and I work with 1,000+ people who are studying and working abroad in top universities and companies. That is what I cover on this channel, everything about study abroad. If you're finding the information useful, then please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Today, important topic. I was unprepared for my masters. I made some mistakes. I was not prepared for what's to come, but you don't have to be that clueless. So in this video, let's do a semester wise breakdown of what's going to happen in your masters. Let's start with the semester one. Before we begin, please stay till the end. I do have an announcement to make. Okay, back to semester one. This is what's going to happen. First semester is what I say is the most exciting phase, because you're still riding that fresh high of getting your admits, getting your US visa, and you're entering this country fresh, full of optimism, and you're going to build a new life. So this is a new beginning. Everyone is excited, but of course you will face some initial hiccups as you try to figure out your cooking situation. Are you going to cook for yourself? How will you manage your meals? How would you find your assistantships? Because obviously you don't want to keep paying this high tuition fee, so you will try to find that out. You will try to make new friends. Everything would be new, and you will also try to understand how exactly things work in US, right? Now, some important tips here. Course selection is important. I feel like, of course, it's good to get some of those core course requirements completed. Every course has some kind of core courses requirement. Understand that and decide what subjects you're going to take. So one of my regrets was that I did not take algorithm at UIUC, and it was one of the very good courses there, and I took some other course in that the group of required courses, and that's why I made sure that I signed up for Professor Silber's finance class at NYU, because he's one of the veterans. He's one of the most loved profs on the campus. So I took all those classes at NYU. So figure out, ask your seniors what are some must take courses in this campus, and go for them. Actually, you should plan 2 to 3 sem worth of courses at this time itself. Have some strategy sort of thing in mind. Now, another reminder is that US classroom works very differently from Indian colleges. Participation matters a lot. Your professors are very different, and you're expected to speak up in the classes. So I was very shy at first, but I gradually found my voice. So don't let this shock you. Also, I would say make an appointment with your career office, understand what they offer, ask for what's the career fair timeline, start using their services for your internship hunt prep. For example, they might be offering resume review services, etc. So do know everything that your university is offering so that you can make the most of it. Also very important is that this is the semester where you will have Diwali events and many cultural welcoming events on the campus. So do make the most of these social events. I found them to be extremely fun and a great place to really make long lasting friendships. Remember, this is probably your last education, right? So just how you make good friends in college, it's the time to do the same in masters, and these will be your friendships that will support you through some difficult times when you are in US. So do mingle with people, not just Indians, even other nationalities. I think that's very important. That's one of the key aspects of studying abroad. So make friends in different communities. So do go to a lot of these social events. Garba nights are very fun. There would be some charity dinners, and you can even volunteer to do some cooking, or you can participate in dance or cultural events, whatever your forte is. So I would say say go outside your comfort zone and do try to integrate yourself in the social and cultural fabric of this Indian and international diaspora in the US. Now let's talk about semester 2, where you are feeling a little bit more settled in the beginning, but I think the pressure is full time on. I would say actually that this is the most emotional semester because you are getting deep into the trenches and you are starting to notice what you don't like. For example, some annoying habits of your roommate, your friends have some little quirks, and the life you are cribbing about not finding good chai or that you have to cook so much. So the negative things will start revealing themselves a bit more, and this is when the homesickness also starts setting in. You wish you were back at home, you wish you had home cooked food, you wish you had things a little bit more easier, you know. And if you are in a place where there is harsh winter, for example, I was in Champagne and my god, it got mind numbingly cold in the spring semester. So that cold doesn't really help. By the time Holi came, I was already in tears because it was so depressing, the weather, and that it would get dark at 4 p.m. that did not help at all. And if you haven't found an internship already, there would be huge pressure on you to figure things out in this semester, right? So it's very important to have emotional support. This is why I say making friends in that first semester, finding your groups to hang out in is so important. So just hang in there. It's a balancing act. You have to balance your acads, maybe your research work, job hunt, and personal challenges. Everything is going to hit you in this semester, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. You can always talk to friends. You can also use campus counseling services. Each university in US does have a good counselor, so you can use them as well if required, if things are getting really tough for you. Then let's talk about the summer break. And if you have landed an internship, then congratulations, because now you will be doing the summer internship, and this is your first taste of the US work culture, right? And it's a very exciting time. But do remember that because in 2025 everything is so challenging, so make sure you get your CPT paperwork sorted out properly. Bina CPT ke kaam mat karna, it can really mess up your F1 visa status, and looking at how Trump is dealing with such situation, you can get deported on minor offenses, okay? So do understand everything about CPT, whatever paperwork is required. Do your internship. Internships are a great time to understand how things work out in the US. So I interned with Citigroup, and it was a game changer. It was my first time in New York City, and my god, Wall Street firms, do they know how to pamper the interns. They took us to Broadway, they took us to US Open, very good tickets for Nadal's match. I remember it was very exciting time. So yes, I mean, they really pamper you. So if you crack a big brand name internship, you would have such a fun time, right? And of course there's so much to learn as well. I would also treat this internship period as a 2 to 3 month interview. Basically, you have to network within the company, ask for feedback, and try to convert this into a full-time offer. I highly recommend finding some time to go back to India as well before or after your internship, especially if you did not go back in December, because once you graduate and start the OPT processing, etc., traveling internationally becomes tougher. So this is a good time to do that. Now once you're back from internship, and of course if you couldn't get an external internship, you might be either taking courses on campus in summer, or you might be doing a RA-ship kind of work with a professor in your university itself. Either ways, try to get the most learning possible here. Now you are back to semester 3. It's again fall. You are a pro by now, but of course the stakes are higher. And if you did get a good summer internship, this is a relatively chill semester. But if not, the pressure is even more this time, right? Now in terms of courses and research, you will be taking some of the specialized electives now because your core requirements would mostly be done. You might be focusing on your thesis, as I was. Like for example, I spent countless hours in the lab running experiments, debugging code, making sure my topic for thesis is right, everything is going well, etc. So choose topics, I would say, for your projects, courses, etc. that would make your resume stand out and help you in the job hunt also. Regarding the full-time job hunt, your first goal would be to convert your internship to full-time offer, and this is the semester where you will learn whether that's going to happen or not. But don't rely on just that one thing. You should keep interviewing because US job market is extremely competitive. especially for international students. So you should be getting full on in the mode of finding a full-time job offer. Now I did have some good number of rejections here in this semester, but persistence is key. But because my internship experience was good and I knew that I could rely on getting a pre-placement offer for them, so I was a bit relaxed, but still I interviewed a lot in this semester. And I went to a lot of company headquarters for interviews because that is fun. I mean, it's a fully paid trip to, like, you know, their offices where they invite you for interview, your flight tickets, food, everything is, like, you know, paid for. So I did a lot of those. Even if I knew that I wanted to go back to Citigroup, I interviewed with Microsoft, Cisco, Amazon, Google, and some other Citadel and some other Wall Street companies as well. And yes, it was really, really fun. So yes, this is your free trip, so make the most of it. Keep interviewing. I think it's a good practice even if you have a solid full-time offer in hand. And again, about the documents, understand the OPT process early. Apply to at least 90 days before graduation. Keep all your documents ready in case you're graduating within this semester or next. Now let's talk about the final semester, semester 4th. This is optional, but I am noticing that many students are extending their 3-semester masters to 4-semester masters if they haven't found a full-time job and they don't want their OPT clock to start. So you can extend your masters to 4 semesters in many cases. Now otherwise, if you're doing thesis like I did, so this is a thesis heavy semester. Submitting my thesis took most of my time here because you have to follow specific format, and of course you need approval on your experiments and whether your advisor thinks your thesis is worth graduating or not. But otherwise it was a chill semester because most likely you would have figured out your full-time job offer by now. Now if you have multiple offers, which I hope you do negotiate. Don't just accept the first one. Thoda bargaining to banta hai, right? But I know the job market is tough. You may not have this liberty, but it's okay. And also transitioning to OPT. So please visit the international office and do understand all the legalities, paperwork, requirements very, very clearly, that how much time are you allowed on OPT, when does the OPT period begin, when exactly can you start working, and make sure you're not missing any requirement because that can lead to your voiding of F1 visa and your deportation. You don't want that. That is a high level summary of, like, you know, what majorly happens in these 4 semesters. Of course, some people will have 1-year program, 1.5-year program, so you can make your expectations from there. Overall, here are some like parting insider tips from my journey. Is that start early, whether it's networking, job hunt or paperwork. Stay on top of things. Don't compare your journey with others. Everyone's path is unique. You may be struggling sometimes and it may seem that others are just cruising through. That's not the case. Everybody is having different struggles. Don't compare your journeys. Use the university resources wisely, career center, counseling, alumni network, etc. Stay updated on visa rules. They keep changing and you don't want any sort of risk in Trump administration. And for STEM students, research experience and technical skills matter a lot, so keep building your portfolio. Now, I promised you an important announcement here. If you are heading to US for fall 2025, you know job market is brutal. So worry not, check out the internship and job hunt masterclass, which is my signature masterclass, which has helped so many people land high ticket job offers in US, even in this tough market. And we are running a limited period discount. The link is in the description box. Check it out and enroll if it's relevant for you. Alright, so those were some high level tips and, like, you know, insider look at what to expect from your masters from my side. I hope this helps you in staying more prepared and also staying more positive about your experience. But if you have any questions, do let me know in the comments below. I will see you guys next week with a fresh new video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.